want you to be really honest with God. I mean, like honest. Jehoshaphat didn't clean it up. He told the Lord, I don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. That's the prayer. That's basically what he prayed. One of the wisest thing I was ever told was that God can handle all of us. He can handle all of our honesty. If you are angry, you tell God you're angry. Lord, I am angry about this. Say it. If you're scared, yell it. If your prayers are messy, welcome to the club. It's a big club. And if they are laced with a few four-letter words, trust me, God has heard it before. And you're probably doing a double take to either the YouTube video you're watching or to Apple Podcasts. Yes, you heard it here. God has heard four-letter words before. I'm not saying that we are to walk in a four-letter word world. That's not what we're called to be. We are to set ourselves apart. However, when you are scared, angry, and all the other stuff, you need to be really honest with God. And if a four-letter word comes out, do not panic. Do not panic. Silencing your honesty doesn't make you holy. It just makes you distant. Your honesty will bring intimacy between you and the Lord. So there was a time back when we were going through one of our plague cycles, and my former husband lost a ministry position because of a plague cycle. And I was devastated. I was utterly devastated because not only did he lose his position, I lost my position and I lost all of my friends as well. So I was bereft. I think that's the best way to say. I was bereft. And I called up a counselor, and I wanted to be all holy. I wanted to be all Christian. And he said, Dana, don't go all Christian. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, I can't do that because the word calls us to be set apart. It calls us to not do this. We're not to talk like that. We're not. And he said, Dana, do you think God is surprised at your feelings? Do you think he's shocked that he's heard these words before? I'm sure they were different back in his day, but he's heard these words before. And he gave me an assignment. And he said, when the house is empty, I want you to sit down with the Lord and I want you to yell. Yell as loud as you want because, Dana, you're angry with God. And I was like, what? And he was like, yes, Dana, you're angry with God, and I think you need to tell him that. And it was really hard to hear that. It was really, really hard to hear that. And he's like, Dana, I want you to do it. See what happens. And so the kids went off to school. My husband at the time, he went off on a drive. And I said, Lord, I don't know how to do this, but I'm just going to do it. And I started to pray my holy prayers, and then I started to unleash, and I started to unload, and I cut loose. And I started yelling at God. I was mad at him for X, Y, Z, and I was mad at him that I lost my position in the church. I was mad at him that I was, all the things. And I used four-letter words, and at first I was scared. I was really literally scared. You're going to smite me. And you know what happened? It was this is one of the first times that I have ever felt the presence of God drop into a room and the love of God permeated my home. So much so that I could not speak. I was just like, oh, and I felt the love of God like I have never felt before. Do you know why? It's because I was honest with him. I stopped lacing my prayers with holy words, and I decided to get honest. Four-letter word, honest. And he showed up, and it was powerful.